And doomed to die. Finally, the Battle of Eregion came. The veil of deception from Annatar starting to fall. The elves are going into battle. So it's a great episode. It's going to be full spoilers. So if you guys don't mind, stay along. And if you do, if you haven't watched it, then come back later. But we'll start with the deception of Eregion, or deception on Eregion. Celebrimbor is in denial. He's making the rings. He's having his tea outside. It's still a gorgeous day. No, nothing is happening. Mr. Mouse, I love Mr. Mouse out there. And it's great because we've seen this so much in heist movie, right? Every time they want to go in a place and rob something, they'll get into the video feeds and put it in a loop. Sauron / Annatar was able to do this inside Celebrimbor's mind, just put everything in a loop for him. And then when he saw the mouse kind of doing the same motion twice, doing that cycle twice, and then marking the candle was such a smart move to see if it was really going on or not. But all right. I'm just going to do this real quick. Sorry, dude. Thanks. But I'm just going to put you in timeout for a little bit, dude. Where was I? So the battle's been going on for weeks. He's just out of his mind. He's breaking down when he finally realizes what's going on. When he says, he calls Annatar, or Annatar comes, hey, the ring's ready. Like, I need him now because he knows everything that's going on outside. And he's like, well, look at this. It's time. We have all the time in the world. Nothing is happening. The candle hasn't burned down or burned anything. The mouse keeps looping. And then we get the reveal after the, what have you done to me? And all that. That it wasn't Mithril that was putting into it, was Sauron's blood, which go back to last week when Sauron cut open his hand and we saw the blood coming out. We didn't know what it was for. At least I didn't know why that, how it kind of came out of left field, didn't add anything to it. Now we know, like, he was putting Sauron's blood into the rings, which then will make men, which are already easily corruptible, even more susceptible to Sauron's deception and his influence. So I love seeing that. I love seeing Celebrimbor just go crazy when he realizes what's going on, with the veil falls down and he sees everything that's happening out there. He goes to find Myrddania, which has already, her and the other elves, being again influenced by Sauron to be told that Celebrimbor's mind is gone and they have to defend themselves. Myrddania not trusting anything that comes out from Celebrimbor. And then we got that scene that, sorry, true creation requires sacrifice, right? Myrddania is thrown off the wall because she's like, okay, Grandpa, let's take you back in. And Celebrimbor also like, get away from here, stop. And Sauron just, with a flick of the wrist, makes him throw Myrddania over the wall, and then she just get destroyed by the orcs down there. So it was harrowing scene to see, again, that the way that Sauron gets inside everyone's mind, not just Celebrimbor, everyone in Eregion. When that comes later on, when he mentions, you think you're the only one that's been, can't remember the exact line, but the only one that's been under my control. He's like, finish the 9, I'll spare your city. I want the 9, where he's telling Celebrimbor, I'm the one that keeps the storm at bay. I want the 9. I have many names, which is his call sign, I guess. I love everything, again, that Annatar and Celebrimbor scenes have been growing since episode 1, or episode 2, growing and growing, that relationship now to the point that it came. And Sauron, Annatar, whatever you want to call him, it's like that great deceiver, that person that no matter what evil they do, they try to justify it. And here he goes to blaming Morgoth and what Morgoth did to him. Oh, have you ever been mistreated by a god or beaten down by a god? And starts saying all the things that Morgoth did to him. It became almost like a game, how much he could suffer. Like, Morgoth wants to destroy, I want to perfect, I'm trying to do this for the benefit of Middle Earth. And then Celebrimbor's like, then why are you doing this to us? If you hated that so much, you will still inflict that same pain on us. And then again, he goes to this, not catfishing. I just forgot what I wanted to say. This. Anyway, just blaming Celebrimbor. Well, actually, it's your fault. If you would have done deny when I told you, I wouldn't have to have corrupted your mind and let all of this happen. So it's actually, you forced me to torment you, trying to push more into Celebrimbor. It was his fault, everything that's happening. Um, and then a great line. It's a great line that Celebrimbor kind of gives out is, you are truly the great deceiver. You can deceive even yourself, which is a gut punch, I'm sure, to Sauron to not have that control over Celebrimbor anymore. But at the same time, Celebrimbor not wanting the people of Eregion to keep suffering. So he's still trying to finish the ring. So hopefully Sauron can just leave. And then it goes to later on what happens. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Sorry. All right. So let's talk about Adar and his children's. Talk about great generals out there. Brings down a second mountain just to put a dam on the river, the Anduin, right? Just so the orcs can cross. And that's what propels Sauron to then go to Celebrimbor and push him, because he didn't expect that to happen. So brings the mountain down. The orcs charge into Eregion, start hitting at the mountain, start throwing that trebuchet. So again, this battle has been going on for weeks, but now they're going for that ground assault. But here comes the elves. The horse are charging, and right before they hit, oh look what I have! It's Galadriel here. So they stop. Elrond stops. And then he goes in and have that little chit chat between Adar and Elrond, which is a great scene. All those scenes kind of over the dinner table are always very interesting to see both point of views and their different battle tactics. So it's a great scene. Elrond basically doesn't care about Adar's intimidation, how many more troops he have, how he's a better leader, or I'm gonna outmaneuver you, all that stuff. He doesn't care. Like, I'm here to destroy you. I made a promise to Galadriel. I'll keep the ring safe. The only thing that matters is to kill Sauron. I'll take you along the ride also. But also planting those seeds in Glog and the other orcs that Adar really doesn't care that much about them. He just wants to destroy Sauron. We saw in the episode before when those three orcs left because they didn't want to die for Adar and his obsession over Sauron. We saw Glog here in a couple of scenes, but it was, I believe, the first one. He's like pushing back, like, what are we actually doing? So push that out there, right? That's out there in the back of their mind. But the big thing is that kiss goodbye to Galadriel is not a kiss of gratitude like Ben Solo and Rey, but that kiss, which came out of nowhere, and I love the look in Galadriel's face that she's also like, what the hell did you just do? We're just buying time. They're trying to distract everyone, same as the viewers, as he gives her the little hairpin that then she'll use to escape. So it's a great move. It's not the first time we've seen this in media out there, a case to distract people just to give them a key or something. But it's great because they do have this, will they, won't they? Sometimes the way they act when they're together. If you don't know the history of Middle Earth, you won't know that actually they're best friends, and eventually Elrond will marry Galadriel's daughter. If you're just watching the show, it maybe didn't come out of left field, but at the time, kind of felt like that. But you knew there was something else going on. And then, of course, Galadriel gets out. She's hiding as an orc. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this was a great scene just to set up the tension between Adar and Elrond, and also how Glog, as Adar's first lieutenant, trying to put that seeds in them that will come to play later on in the episode. And I think will have a big impact in the finale next week. So we move there. to Khazad Doom and problems under the mountain. There's tension under the mountain, like uh, Prince Durin tells Elrond, "I'm about to overthrow my father." So Narvi turns on King Durin. Narvi goes to Prince Durin, to Disa. They think he's there to get them out of the way, but he's like, "No, we're done. Me and my men are with you. We're gonna help you. The king has gone mad. We don't know what's going on with him, so we need to take that ring. We gotta do something." But there's an elf here that wants to talk to you, which is Elrond. We all knew it. He had been banished, but he's back. A great little scene between the two of them. They were great in season one. I love the scenes between the two of them in season one. We really haven't gotten anything this time around, but we did hear they're both kind of down on their luck, and they need a win in both of their camps. But basically, Elrond begging for help one more time. We saw it in the trailers. I don't know if I talked about it last week, but at least I had on my thought that this is the way it was going to go before Elrond went to the battle in Eregion. He was going to summon Khazad Doom to get Prince Durin's help. That's what happens. He said, "Hey, I need your axe one more time. We really can't defeat him without you." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm here for you, bud." And then Prince Durin rallying the troops, talking to everyone in Khazad Doom, like, dwarven loyalty is bigger than the mountains, it's bigger than all the riches out here. If anything matters to a dwarf, is our loyalty. So I told we're gonna help them. We're gonna go out there for Khazad Doom, and there's something else they said. But yeah, he rallied the troops. Everyone's behind them. We're ready to go. Well, then Narvi comes out, blood coming down his face. That the king turned on his men. He brushed through them like wheat on a field, and they need the whole army to stop him, which is a big thing. And he's like, "But Elrond, I gotta help him. If you take the army with you right now, there won't be a Khazad Doom when you come back. It's gonna release that beast or the creature down there, which we know, the Balrog," which I said last week. I told Oti, I don't think the Balrog is showing up to destroy Khazad Doom. He might be. He might destroy Khazad Doom next week. But yeah, they recalled the army. Or did they? Did they go to the battle? Let's talk about the battle. Let me take a drink of water because it will be a long talk right now. So the battle for Eregion. We've been waiting for this the whole season. Last 3 episodes mostly, they've been sitting outside Eregion. Last week they threw the first flaming boulders over there. But now we're on. We said it already. The battle has been going on for about a week or a couple of weeks. We learned that they have a Ravager. This great machine that just pulls out all the blocks, all the concrete blocks from the wall. So they're hitting Eregion hard. Oh, the elves comes here. I don't know if it wasn't. I think it was the King Gil-galad, or someone in their horse blowing the horn. You have this mass of elves in their horses or pouring down on the orcs, which are ready to bring them down. Very reminiscent of when the Rohirrim come to Helm's Deep. And I should say, last week we spoke with Alti about will it live up to the expectations. Last season's battle in episode 6, when at the end was the creation of Mordor, was the best episode last season. Can it live up to that? The creators have been talking about this, even comparing it to Helm's Deep and the Two Towers. Can it reach that zenith? I'll leave it up to you guys to see what you thought. Does it reach that high? To me, it was very close, and I'll tell you in a minute why it didn't reach that. But in terms of scale and visuals, it did. I'm not gonna say, "Oh, well, no, really, actually, nothing can top Helm's Deep," and it's probably not. But it was right up there. This was almost a 60 minutes of full-on war between different scenes, because as soon as we go to the episode, the war is going on in small scale, but it's going on through the whole episode. And then once the elves arrive and they talk with Adar, that's when the big battle does commence. The only thing I didn't like It's when the elves are charging. Again, this is hundreds of horses coming down that mountain or that field to clash against the orcs. When they pull back and you know that Galadriel was going to be there, when they do this, they're like 20 feet away from the orc line. There's no way those horses were going to stop and just kind of, yeah, we're fine. We're just going to keep going. This is like a car on brakes. If you're going at 60 miles an hour, you're not going to stop dead in 20 feet. So that's the only thing. I wish the horses were kind of a bit more of a jerk as they were stopping, or maybe they tried stopping a lot earlier, not so close to where the orcs were. Apart from that, everything was great. Um, Elrond and his horse kicking orcs all over the place, and then Elrond has to go all John Wick when that orc kills the horse, which really pained me. But then he goes, kills like 4 different orcs, doesn't care, went really John Wick on him. And as all this is going on, it's going all the way through the night. He tells, I didn't write down the name, the other elves, hey, he tells that when he comes out of the meeting with Adar, Durin's going to be here. The dwarves are going to help us. At first light, when the sunrise comes off, the dwarves are going to be there behind that mountain over there, or that ledge. Go meet up with them. My job here is to make it through the night. I need to make sure that Eregion makes it through the night, sees the sunrise, and that's when you're gonna come in with the dwarves from the left flank, and we're gonna destroy Adar. So he sends that. So again, like we just mentioned before, Glog was starting to have some second thoughts about what's going on. He tells Adar that a lot of the orcs are dying, that the elf is faring better than they thought. So we go for the retreat, and others like, no, push on, we're gonna keep going. You can see that his face, like, I don't know, his obsession with destroying Sauron overtaking his love for us, which is similar to what he said. You said you love us, and Adar says, I love you with whatever's left of my heart. I don't want to see you to become slave to Sauron. But it's that mindset of destroying Sauron taking over his love and concern for his children, the Uruks. So I love that dilemma is there for the orcs. Also, Galadriel, she escaped. She's dressed as an orc, has to help with a burial. It was very cool to see Adar there with the dead bodies, kind of giving that last goodbye to all of them. A tear goes down his face to still show that he has some compassion and love for them. But then she's walking out, this, oh, that pretty hair. But the best elf of all, Arondir shows up, saves Galadriel, and he's like, no, I'm here to kill Adar. I don't care about Sauron. And a great line, where is it? Oh, we have lost too many elves heroes. Don't be another one. Like, dude, you're not gonna make it out of here if you just jump down there. We've lost too many of our best. Don't be another statistic. Just stay with us. The battle with Adar will come later. So as all that is going on, freaking Celebrimbor is finishing the rings. He knows he can't give them to Sauron because of what will happen. And talk about sacrifice. Like, what was the line? True creation requires sacrifice. He cuts his freaking finger off. That was nasty. He tries to break with the hammer. It didn't work. I forgot to say he throws Fëanor's hammer. Is now laying in the mud out there. Someone's gonna take it and use it to nail down a cupboard or something. But anyway, he cuts out his finger to be able to escape. Meets with Galadriel. A great scene of Galadriel telling everyone, like, no, he's the true Lord of Eregion. Sauron has manipulated everyone. We need to get the rings out of here. Celebrimbor, go. I'll deal with Sauron. It's like, we can't. He's gonna. It's a great scene because Sauron is this great evil villain. But as soon as he finds out that Celebrimbor's gone, you can hear the yell, his scream from the tower. No. But basically, it's no, Galadriel. You'll take the rings. You'll protect them better than I can. She wants them to enslave the world of men. Just go. I'll try to buy you as much time as I can. And he's like, I'm sorry I wasn't strong enough to keep him out. And Galadriel is, neither could I. And then Celebrimbor had some great lines saying, neither of us was strong enough. Maybe none in Middle Earth who is. Maybe none in Middle Earth who is. Which then, and we know Isildur, unfortunately, won't be able to then destroy the rings, and Smeagol, Gollum, all those, no one's strong enough until we get to the hobbits, which is such great because all these great armies, powerful armies, are not strong enough to combat Sauron, keeping away from their head and his deception, corruption, and everything he promised you until we get to the little hobbits, right? Hobbit in the hole in the ground. That's what's great about Lord of the Rings. And what's great about the next line from Celebrimbor, which is perhaps the elves need only remember that it is not strength that overcomes darkness, but light. Which is something you would read a Jedi Master say to his Padawan, where they think they're falling to the dark side, or they need to reach into the dark side to destroy the Sith or the Nal or the Nameless or whoever. It's not strength that overcomes darkness, but light. Love that. One of my favorite quotes so far in this series. Then he goes back to confront Sauron, and that's when we have Sauron use his mind control to have the elves kill themselves. And we don't know what happens now. That's the last time we saw Sauron and Celebrimbor. So what happens there, we'll see next week. We have Rian the Archer when Elrond is taking his squad to destroy the Ravager is about to break into Eregion. And then we have this archer that we've never seen before. And this is where I mentioned earlier that it doesn't top the Battle of Helm's Deep for me, because apart from Elrond at this point, there's no one else in that battlefield that we know or that we really care. Like in Helm's Deep, we had Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, which been with them for 2 movies. We had King Theoden, we had for the whole movie. All those people, we've grown to love them and feel for them. So when the battles come and you don't know what's happening, you feel that connection being pulled when are they going to make it or not. When we get to this battle here of Eregion, the only one that we know is Elrond. We knew Myrddania. She got thrown out the wall 30 minutes earlier. Yeah, that was hard to see. But for the actual battle there, when Rian was this great archer, when the just forgot his name. His way getting all the arrows in her, but was able to throw one final one to destroy the Ravager. At least put out of commission before Big Troll came in. So yeah, I didn't want to see it, but I wasn't like, no, not Rian. Oh, Archer's like, okay, another one dead. We know what's gonna happen. But at this point, others like, all right, you know what? I'm done playing. Sending Damrod, the big hill troll. And that's when Glog is like, well, he's just going to kill our own. He's going to kill orcs. He's going to kill the Uruks. What are we doing? He's like, I don't care. Just send him. When they release him and he goes, you can see he pulls back. I mean, that's when Adar, a little bit later on, jumping forward, when Adar then takes whoever's left to the final battle, Glog stays back. He's like, nah, I'm done with this. And another hit to it was Damrod with a great music theme behind him. Just using that big club to hit everyone, hit horses. He bites the head out of an elf, throw it up. Arondi shows up, start hitting him with all the arrows. He grabs two Uruks, 2 orcs, use them as a shield to get hit by those arrows, throws one to the wall. Again, he's killing all these other orcs out there, which is the people that Ada was supposed to protect. Commander, then Arondir shooting the arrows. Elrond is trying to fight Damrod. That's when he goes to the Ravager, starts trying to break that rope, gets knocked the hell out. But then that thing swings around, knocks the crap out of the troll, breaks every rib. Arondir jumps like a badass. He knocks him down, uses his sword to pin him to the ground over his hand. Elrond comes, stabs him in the chest, and then High King Gil-galad shows up like a badass with that staff, tells him, go back to your hill and die, and slashes him through. And they say, what are you doing, king? You need to be out. You can't be here. No, a king's place is with his people, or a king's place where he's needed the most. And they're there. It's like 20 people left. You got Arondir, you got Elrond, you got Gil-galad, and a couple of other elves. Sunrise is coming up. Yes, here we come. Durin will come. The dwarves are here. A broken promise. Though he promised he would be here. The elves come. Something happened. They pull back the army. The way is shut. The door is shut. They're not coming. They're dying in Elrond's hand, who just keeps repeating, like trying to believe it himself. No, Durin will come. Durin will come. He promised he'll be here. If I say enough times, he'll show up. But then you gotta love Gil-galad. It's like, form ranks. We're not gonna die here. If they don't show up, we're just gonna put our own fate in our hands. And that's when Adar and the legions start marching in. Glog stays behind, like, nah, I'm not gonna deal with it. And it's like 20 elves against hundreds of orcs. They're doing the best they can. Arondir sees Adar, confronts him, tries to shoot the arrow. He gets knocked as he's shooting it, so Adar gets it, stabs Arondir with it. Arondir grabs another one, stabs him back, which was a great badass move, but then unfortunately Adar uses his sword to get another stab there. We don't know what happened. I don't think that Arondir is dead at this point. He's very hurt. I don't think he just died and we won't see it. I think there's more a confrontation there, at least something else from Arondir. But yeah, that was hard. That if he was there the whole battle, then I would say this at this point is giving me that helps the feel of, oh no, our friends are in trouble. So we don't know at this point. We didn't see what happened with Gil-galad. Arondir is dying, and Elrond is in disbelief that the dwarves and Durin didn't come. And then unfortunately Adar hits him with another god punch. Never make war in anger. Takes the ring. That's Nenya supposedly Elrond hadn't brought, because he wasn't that dumb. Never make war in anger. Takes the ring. Cut to black. Episode over. Great episode. Great scenes. The dynamics again between Celebrimbor and Annatar are perfection. All the dinner scenes with Adar, Galadriel, Elrond, great. And then whatever's happening between Adar, Glog, and some of the other orcs is going to come into play, I believe, in the finale. What's happening? So let's talk about the finale real quick. One more episode next week. Season 2 is over. There's a lot that they need to cover. Let's finish up talking about Eregion and all these people. So Galadriel has the rings. She's out there. I don't know what's going to happen with Celebrimbor. We'll find that out. We know that Annatar, Sauron at this point, is going to confront Galadriel. That meeting is going to be, that's the highlight. That's the highlight for next week. So very interesting to see how that plays out. We've seen all the trailers. Sauron has the Crown of Morgoth. He uses that to block Galadriel's sword. So that confrontation is going to be, like I said, the highlight of the finale. Last week, I asked Oti, who kills Adar? Is it going to be Sauron? Is it going to be Arondir? Is it going to be Galadriel? Last week, I thought it was going to be Arondir. He had that bone to pick with him. After this week, I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't think it's Sauron. I think Sauron is going to use the other orcs, especially Glog, to turn them against Adar. And it's gonna be like, he really doesn't care about you guys. He only cares about me. I will protect you. This is my design. Everything that's happening. So I think it's gonna be kind of the end of the Lion King with the hyenas turn on Scar. I think it will be very similar. I think that Adar or the orcs will turn on Adar and they'll kill him. Then they'll join Sauron. Maybe, I don't know how that plays out, and then Sauron says, okay, see you, I gotta go get the rings. Maybe he tells him, just go to Mordor, I'll see you.